Hello, dear friends of knowledge work and knowledge management. We're the people behind the Zettelkasten method. I'm Christian, this is Sascha, and we blog on zettelkasten.de. This is our new video project, and today we want to introduce ourselves and how our history and our journey to the Zettelkasten method.
So I will start and hope you can endure my not so good English. My Zettelkasten journey started when I studied philosophy and history, and I was wondering how to organize myself and my knowledge. And so I searched how the great thinkers in the history did it. So I came from a point of view from the humanities, and in my research there was quite a hole. I had some sources about ancient and former great thinkers, how they did it, but there was a great lack of methodology. So I didn't find any manual, so to say, and so I just tried many apps and was a bit disappointed because they felt a bit clumsy. And after that not so happy experience, I started a physical Zettelkasten about the Zettelkasten. So I just wrote down on a piece of paper, this is Zettel number one, and introduced myself to the Zettelkasten method, and then went from there, and I orientated myself towards the methodology of Luhmann, who is I think the most precise great thinker about his way of organizing this stuff. And from there, I just went on and on and on and tried apps more and more and more, and came to no real solution. And then I met Christian, and Christian came more from point of from a technology point of view, and he improved the technical solution of my Zettelkasten to a great extent, but he will tell this in his own journey.
When I remember how we met, I think I was in my second or third semester, so to speak, of using a Zettelkasten without knowing what a Zettelkasten is. And I was studying philosophy and computer science back then, mostly. Sascha and I met in the philosophy department where we took a course or the same class and came to know each other. And at that time, I was already on the Mac platform. When I began to study, I switched from Windows to Mac because I longed for this superior platform for so many years before beginning my studies. And I just tried software after software. I installed all the great everything buckets, as they were called back then, and I sticked with DevonThink. DevonThink was very compelling because it has a smart search, an intelligent search, I think they call it. And I thought, well, if I enter my stuff, my study notes, drag in the class PDFs and stuff like that, in the end, DevonThink will figure out where to look for additional information. But even though I didn't collect thousands and thousands of notes and PDFs, after a few hundred, I already found out that the result wasn't what I expected, because it still required me to write the notes that I would have to understand later. I couldn't just scribble in some notes during class and forget about it. I had to revise them, I had to integrate them, I had to look for definitions and concepts and use the same concepts or similar concepts so the intelligent search could do its magic. And then I found DevonThink to be too clumsy, and I'm not sure if I was using notational velocity when we met. I think I was still
No.
using Deventhink.
Ja, ja. The Fachschaft.
Yeah, I don't know what
It's an organizational room for students in the philosophy department.
Yeah, so I was probably using Deventhink and tried to convince Sascha of the smart search, and you are using SimWiki.
Yeah.
If I remember correctly. Yeah. So in 2010, after 2 years or so, I switched to notational velocity and contributed, because I was able to program, contributed to notational velocity with the Markdown preview, and from then on, other people picked on the project. Brett Terpstra and David, I can't remember his last name, and David created NV-Alt from the initial chaos, which I was part of. It introduced a new layout, which you can see in the background of this video. There's NV-Alt for you, if you don't know it. And that's 6 years ago, and now I'm still sticking with NV-Alt because I believe that plain text is the way to go, and that tools like Deventhink have a place for some kind of knowledge work, which is not the kind of knowledge work I do, and which is not the kind of knowledge work Sascha is doing, I would say, too.
Yeah, and this is the great start to introduce this part of our project, the Zettelkasten method, as I laid it out in the book, which is still just in German, but we are working on a video course in English then, with our special English, our German English. But the main point, which Christian mentioned, and I want to stress it, is that the method is not dependent on any program. If you have plain text files and have a operating system that is some sort of modern, you can use the method, and there are some actions that take you a little bit longer, but you don't even need NV-Alt or any other application, just plain text files, and the method is still quite powerful. Just remember Luhmann, the great godfather, the great godfather of the Zettelkasten, used physical papers and had to flip through the papers to search even one paper, and had to do over and over again with 60 or over 60,000 papers in a second archive. So this is one of the main points. Even though we have preferred apps, as long as you have distinct text files, and text files, or even not text files, it could work with even Word files, even though it would be disgusting. But you have just to have single files that contain text. That's all what you need. And this project is not about a dogmatic approach or something, but with this project we want to start a discussion platform. So the concept will be that we host live sessions and stream it live over YouTube, and we will announce the date and the time. So you can join us and ask questions, and we will try to elaborate on that and explain which decisions we made, and why, and which arguments we have for certain decisions, and what are the benefits, the costs, and everything else. And I think that is all. And of course, if you have questions, not only or themes that we should discuss about general knowledge work, but also at specific things about the Zettelkasten method as we laid it out and use it, this will also be the content. But no, in general we can say knowledge work. Yeah, in general we can say generally knowledge work in general. So we are done. I say goodbye.
And I say goodbye too.